Congratulations on downloading your Power of Attorney New York Statutory short form. This is one of the most crucial documents that you will ever sign. The alternative is a guardianship proceeding, and I caution you to stay away from that. A guardianship proceeding is a court proceeding where a judge will have to make a decision ultimately on whom is the most appropriate guardian on your behalf. This kind of a proceeding can take a few months and it's very expensive. It could be approximately $10,000 in legal costs alone. But the most important thing is you will not be able to make a decision as the principal, the person in charge of your life, on whom will make legal, health, and financial decisions on your behalf. So I do recommend that you take a closer look at this and sign this because the alternative is not so great. So first and foremost, there is a lot to unpack here, right? So I'm going to start with you part A, caution to the principal. Your power of attorney is an important document. As the principal, that's you give the person whom you choose, your agent, authority to spend your money and sell or dispose of your property during your lifetime without telling you. You do not lose your authority to act even though you have given your agent similar authority. So what is this basically saying? That another person, an agent, other than yourself, can be making the same set of decisions as you. So it's very important to store this document in a safe place, not your safety deposit box, because that will defeat the purpose. Your agent possibly will not be able to have access to your safety deposit box, but you should also inform your agent where they can find this in a safe place where you and your agent know where to access this in the event that you become incapacitated. So we're gonna drop to the boxes where you have to sign or execute or put your information down. So part B, right, is your name and your address. Then you're going to appoint the agent or agents, up to 2. And this is very important, right? Because if you appoint 2 people, then they have to act together simultaneously, and that could be a hardship for one of them in the event one of them is out of the country or not available. So I always recommend that you put where your agents may act separately. This is very important because these people whom you're appointing now, right, can act in the order that you have placed them. If you have more people that you would want to take over in the event that your agents cannot act, you can also designate them over here. You can name the successor agent and the second successor agent. And again, I would also recommend that you initial this box right here where the agents can act separately in the event that one of them cannot act. Box F, grant of authority. This is very important, right? Because there are all of these powers enumerated here, such as real estate transactions, chattel and good transactions, bonds, share and commodity transactions, and the list goes on. All of these things your agent can do on your behalf. In order for this form to be reliable and for different agencies, institutions to rely on this document, you would have to initial box P so that it would encompass all of the powers A through O, and your agent can do all of those things for your behalf. Box H is a very special box, and I want you to give it some thought before you initial this. In the event that you have a taxable estate over the amount that the government sets, and that number changes every year. Right now it's approximately $5,850,000. So for estate tax purposes or for nursing home purposes, you may want to initial this box so that your agent can do estate tax planning, nursing home planning, or Medicaid planning. And what does this mean? That your agent has the power to take from your estate and give himself or herself gifts if the situation is appropriate. So do I recommend initialing this? Yes, if you are making those considerations, right? Medicaid planning, nursing home planning, and such, then this box would need to be initialed. If you want to designate monitors, right? A person overseeing what your agent or agents are doing, then you would initial this box and you would name this person as your monitor, and this person would get a copy of all of the transactions that your agents are making. Compensations of agents. Now, I want you to also understand that the statutory gifts right, or the designation of monitors or monitor, compensation of agents, that is all optional. So it depends on what it is that you prefer. If you do want your agent to have reasonable compensation for services rendered, you would initial here. Now, under box M, date this and sign this. Very, very important. Sign over here before a notary. So that would be under M. Then the important part also is followed by that M subsection paragraph is the O, where the agent also signs before a notary and it's dated. If you have more than one agent, then you would need to have the second paragraph copy and pasted here for the notary to sign this paragraph that appears here. Similarly, we have the successor agents sign here and have their signature. Finally, we have the New York Statutory Gifts Rider, and this is where I was referring to earlier, where you're giving grant of limited authority to make gifts. The first part is for the authority of your agent to make gifts to your spouse, children, and more remote descendants. This is approximately up to the annual gift exclusion, which is approximately $15,000 right now per person. And then part B is where you can make a modification to this section. You would make designations that you feel are in your best interests, but technically this is for Medicaid planning, nursing home planning, and estate tax planning. Part C is where you're granting your agent to make gifts to himself or herself. Finally, this is again signed by you, the principal, before a notary, and this has to be done before 2 witnesses. If you have any further questions, please refer to the written instructions on how to sign the power of attorney, New York Statutory short form. Thank you.